All right, my man. State your name. Let them know you on Nicovelli TV.
Hey, man, I'm Paris. I'm from Harlem. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I'm on Nickelbelly TV.
That's what's up, man. Knick fan, of
What's up?
course. All right. Who's your favorite player on the Knicks when you talk about Tom Thibodeau currently? Talk to me.
Well, actually, man, it's not. I really don't have a particular favorite because, like I said, I like Robinson because he's a nice young boy. He like his shot blocking and that nature. Randall, I mean, I like him. I wish he would have showed a little more against that series last time when he against Atlanta or something like
No, no,
that.
no, no, no. All right, so you mentioned Randall and Mitchell Robinson. Let's start off with Mitch. What you like about Mitchell Robinson, man?
Well, I like the fact that he's a good hustler. He's a good rebounder, good shot blocker. The only problem I have with him is that he's foul trouble. He's foul prone. He goes after everything. But that's because he's youth. He's learning.
You think that have nothing to do with him not playing in college? Because you know he came right out of high school and played for the Knicks. He never went to college and played college ball. Do you think that could be the lack of experience, not being a college ball player before coming to the pros?
I believe I would say because we got a lot of people in the past who've seen that came out from high school and did really good. I would think it was lack of coaching development. Because like I said, sometimes you don't necessarily have to go to college to get that. Some people like Kobe and Bruce came out of high school. Moses Malone, high school. I mean, you got a lot of great players that came out of high school. So that's never an excuse. I believe the people that he probably was playing with in the school, whether high school or whether in the streets, he didn't have coaches who knew how to develop his game the way he should have.
Okay, all right. But overall, you think Mitchell Robinson is going to be a dominant player?
Well, I think he's gonna be a very good player, dominant player. That's taking this, because the game has evolved a lot since when I was growing up and watching certain players. You can't really play defense the way you used to be able to play. You know how you be able to hand check people and do a lot of stuff. A lot of things you can't do no more, and everything is a foul these days.
Okay.
Well, one thing I would say is that once he starts really learning the game, learning that he don't have to go after everything, because he has good timing, but he goes after everything. He has to trust his teammate, to defend their man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's trying to defend his man, defend everybody, other man. This is why he gets in foul trouble.
Okay.
I mean, once he really learns the game and learn his role on that team and learn to trust his other players, I think he'll do much better.
Okay. Now, I want to go with JR. Julius Randle, man. You wasn't a fan of JR when we speak of Julius Randle when he first came to the Knicks?
Well, actually, of course, everybody wanted the big name guys, but when like the Kevin Durant and all stuff like that, everybody wanted the Kyrie Irving. However, when we sat there and we seen what we had, when you looked at, he was in the top tier of the elite dudes coming out, but he was in that second tier. The good players that was coming out, so therefore, we gave it a shot. And the regular season, he showed out. The problem was with the Atlanta series, he didn't really perform, but.
And why is that? Let's talk about that Atlantic series, man. What was the cause of that? Do you think it has something to do with him not having the pieces that we got now? When we speak of a point guard like Kemba Walker, not to elaborate on Kemba, I'm going to stick on Julius Randle. What was the reason why you think Julius Randle became cold during the postseason, man?
I believe that Atlanta had a good scheme for him. They knew that I was like basically our number one scorer. So therefore they said, okay, we're gonna make it hard on you. And he wasn't prepared for that.
But we was busting their ass all regular season.
Yeah, but we all know regular season and a playoff is the awesome struggle. Because now the game gets shorter. You know what I'm saying? So therefore now people can focus on the weakness they know about you. And it's not like you're playing a team and you're playing one day, you may not see them for a month later. Here we're playing back to back to back, and people, good teams, adjust. And they adjusted to his game for that short period of time. They had a game plan and they executed it properly.
Okay.
He didn't execute his game against them.
All right. So you don't think it had nothing to do with players around him?
No, because like I said again, they never got to the point they did. You got to remember, when Thibodeau came there, a lot of people, Knicks was in the bottom. He was in the bottom of everything. He turned that team around in a short period of time. He had playing defense and he was playing as a team. And some people said they actually exceeded all expectations for that year. So it was good to see him there. It gave New York hope again about the Knicks. We haven't really had that type of hope since Patrick Ewing was there. You know what I'm saying? So now we got that back. When Melo came there, they had big hope for that, but it didn't work out with him and Stoudemire and Russell. But so we haven't really been effective since the Patrick Ewing era. The here now, when Thibodeau came into play and brought these young boys together, No one thought this would get to the playoffs. But look, they made it. And I'm happy for them. It makes me feel good to walk around saying I'm a Knicks fan again.
Okay, absolutely, sir. I agree with you on that. And when we speak of players like R.J. Barrett, R.J. Barrett, man, came a long way. This is third year. Each year, my man elevates his game. He's showing you his game behind the arc. He's showing you how he could be strong in the post. Talk to me about my boy R.J. Barrett, man.
Well, actually, when the draft was taken, of course, everybody wanted Zion. And then, when we got RJ, a lot of Knicks fans were like, oh, isn't he Steve Nash God, something like that?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, they were like, isn't that you Steve Nash God, son, or things of that nature? So he must have some game, because Steve Nash was one of the best point guards ever played the game. So therefore, when you look at that, I said, okay, let's watch this guy play. And the first year, watched him play. I said, you know what? This guy has potential. See, Zion may be more of a big name right now, but I think he'll have a better career than Zion. May not be the more dominant because I think Zion be more injury prone. You know what I'm saying? He's going to show that he can stand there and his body can hold up to NBA ball. So and then like I said, you got.
So if I was to ask you what is RJ's strength, what would you say? What's his strength? Let's critique RJ Barrett's game. What do you think he needs to work on, and what do you think he got already as a ball player?
I think he just needs to develop a better, more outside jump shot. He hits it, but it's not. It's like no one really fear you that. He's more effective going to the basket. That seems to be his strength when he's driving towards the basket. Now he can get other people involved, and he can make his little shot going in. He don't have that like we had Allen Houston back in the days. Pull up. No one fear you like that. If he can develop a shot, no one saying everybody can be a Ray Allen or Allen Houston or one of them guys like that, or even Steph Curry or them guys like that. These are exceptional ball shooters. The Ray Allens like that. Like I said, he's very exceptional shooters. But if he can develop a thing where people fear him 20 feet away from the basket, 25 feet away from the basket, they can fear him like that, they'll open up his lane more for him to go down to the basket, which right now I think is his strength.
Okay. Now I'm gonna move right along to my boy Kevin Knox, man. I hate to see my boy Kevin Knox in the trenches the way he is, man. He's not getting the minutes. I don't know what's going on with him. You gotta talk to me about Kevin Knox, man. Is he looking at the trading block? Is he out of here along with Frank Ntilikina?
Well, actually, Frank never lived to the hype. Knox, I give you out, not last year, but the year before, he was looking pretty good. But you see the game is like, it seemed like he was buying for trying to get on playing time. Because what happens is he's not consistent. But he's a decent player. But he's not no one that no one was going to fear.
Do you think Kevin Knox is caught up in the trenches because he has so many coaches? I mean, he had Mike, he had Fizdale, and now he's with Tom Thibodeau.
Well, one thing I can't say that because, like I said, other people, good players, they adjust. Good players adjust to no matter what comes in. So therefore, and like I said, me personally, I just believe that he lacks the confidence in his game. He has a game, but at times he seems reluctant to take a shot, or he overthinks it too much. It's like he's worrying about because other people is waiting on the wing to get on that floor, and he's worrying about his playing time too much as opposed to playing the game.
Right.
I think that's his problem.
You think that's his problem?
He's thinking too much.
He's thinking too much in his head.
Yes.
Supposed to just letting the game come to him.
Let the game come naturally. Because the people that really succeed in this game is the one who's fearless, the one who don't think about it, they just do it. Like Nike said, just do it. They don't think it.
All right, now we're going to talk about my man, Mr. Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker, a New Yorker on the Knicks, man. Bronx native, he's playing for the Knickerbockers. Are you excited about that, man?
Oh. I mean, honestly, I think he could be a good thing. He's a really good point guard, but I learned not to sit there and get caught up into the hype as far as being a New Yorker. So we had some good New Yorkers coming in.
Yeah, but we talking about Kemba, baby.
Yeah, we had some good New Yorkers coming in.
And you don't think Kemba's one of them point guards in New York that can make some noise for the team?
I believe that his game, that he can help because he has experience of playing with other good players. But again, I'm still a little reluctant on that one to even give an answer on that yet. It still remains to be seen. I mean, it's
You're
been
not completely sold on Kimba.
no, it's been a long time since we had a Mark Jackson and Rod Strickland on our team. You know, we had them both at the same time. You know, Mark Jackson had one style of game, Strickland had another. It was like one was more slowed down and passing the ball, one was a scorer and a distributor. Kimba got the skills, don't get me wrong. But with that team right now, maybe we had a couple more veterans to add on there to help him out a little bit more, as opposed to the youth. Then I have to see more with him.
Okay.
I just can't accept, to say, well, he's going to do this and that. Anything look good in the beginning. How you look when it's time to get to the playoffs, how you show up there, that's when you make your name at.
Okay. And Derrick Rose mentoring Emmanuel quickly, man. Got them two in the backcourt. I mean, we all know that Tom Thibodeau, who once had Derrick Rose as a player, got him now. He once also had Taj Gibson as a player, got him now on the Knicks. These are veteran players.
Yes.
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 So when we speak of the vets that the Knicks got, do you think they will be able to pass the torch over to future stars when we speak of McBride, when we speak of Grimes,
You got to remember something.
Jericho Sims?
You got to remember something. Before Derrick Rose got hurt, he was one of the best players in the league. Point guard or any other position you want to look at. He was an elite player. He got injured. But that still don't take away the fact that he got a basketball IQ. So I believe, the little bit he has left in the tank, he can go out there and contribute when he comes on the floor. But I think, like you said, the good thing was they got him there as a mentor. You got Todd Gibson, Fort Greene Projects. You know what I'm saying? Right here from the city. And like I said, he's always been a defensive player. But I think he'd go out there and score your points. But one thing about him, see, when you got a good defensive player, even when your shot is not working, you can do other things on the court. And that makes you always have a job on any team someone will hire you. If you long as you can play defense, and Thibodeau is a defensive-minded person, and that's what the Knicks at one time was considered, a good defensive team. With Detroit, they had a problem with the Knicks. Why? Because the Knicks play the same style of ball. You can't play defense like that, but Charles can teach them young guys, like the Robinsons, about proper defense, body positions, and things of that nature. Because your body position on that floor makes a big difference.
Right. And a nail in the coffin. My boy, Obi Toppin.
Okay.
Talk to me. Another New York native coming out of the borough of Brooklyn. Are you impressed with his game, man?
Believe it or not, I was impressed when I first seen him. And I was like, the guy has some skills. When he was actually picked up by the Knicks, a lot of guys were like, who this guy is? You know what I'm saying? But then when you sit there and look at his game, you see why. Yes, he did good. You can see he was a good scorer, but let's see how they can translate to. Because a lot of people look good in college, things of that nature. But how do your game translate to the NBA? Some people can make that switch over. Well, he's doing pretty good, and I think he's going to get much better. Because the more time he gets on that floor, the more experience he gets playing in the league. Because like I said, so far, every time you turn around, he's getting better. And you see flashes of what he can be.
Do he remind you of a Amari star model?
That's a big shoe. I can't sit there and say that to that extreme because it's not Amari. I mean, he was when he over there in Phoenix, he was a beast.
He was a beast.
Especially in that post area.
Do you see Obi being the beast? And the reason why I asked that is because Tom Thibodeau, excuse me for the pause, had Obi at the center position for a few minutes.
Yes.
Do you see a potential future for Obi to be playing the 5?
I think I like him better as a 4 because at 5 he's giving up too much. He's giving us, depending on certain people, depending on who he goes to. I mean, the center position is not really the center position no more. The game has changed. It's the days from Elijah Wands and the David Robinsons and the Patrick Ewings and all the guys. You don't have big men really like that no more. Even in the Shaq era, you don't really have big men like that no more. Can he get away playing number 5? Yes. But I like him better.
Do you think he will have an advantage as playing the 5 with the speed that he has?
Against certain centers, yes. But when you got to go against guys like Anthony Davis and dudes like that who's actually was forwards who actually play some centers, when you go against the elite centers, then that's when you see where you stand at. But for those that's on your level, those level 2 type centers, yes, he can do pretty good. But when you get into the elites, you're going to need some assistance.
All right, my man. With that being said, I appreciate the OG for taking his time, man. Speaking of Nickavelli, in the heart of Harlem, the land of the Knickerbockers.
That's right, Harlem World.
Harlem World, man. This is what we do, man. We out. Peace.